1:30. Oh, so many of you are lying. Thank you for hurrying getting here. We've got a great afternoon planned. It's going to be lots of fun. And I think we should start it off with something really fun. So we're going to give away some of our wonderful Kyani branded shirts. Who would like a couple of shirts? Okay, this is going to be an interesting opportunity for you to show us some of your knowledge skill. Some of your knowledge skill. Okay, Tyler,
get ready.
Sacrificial lamb, come on back up here. We rubbed some ointment on his shoulder earlier, so he's okay now. He's all right. He'll be ready. Now, I hope that all of you were paying close attention to Dr. Franco Manlo's remarks, because this next quiz is going to be about that. Remember she talked about some rats and mice and the vasodilatory process of the specter of the Gerber-Schnurrer? I don't know. I can't make a joke, but I got nothing there. So it's going to be much easier. I want, and it's going to be more than one person, so don't stop just because one person is coming to accomplish it. I'm going to tell you something to come tell Tyler. And the first three are going to get to play a little game with me, I think. So, the first three people who can come up to Tyler, is our son Okada, can come up to Tyler, slap his hand, and tell him any three of the super fruits in Sunrise. Come on up here. Any three of the super fruits in Sunrise? Oh my goodness! You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of those four guys coming up here earlier. Yeah, it is in your blood. Okay, now, the question was three of the superfruit products in Sunrise. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Really? Minbai? All right. Okay. So, Sunrise. How do we say sunrise in Chinese? Sunrise. Okay. Three. I got it. Okay. Three, une, deux, trois of the superfruit ingredients in Sunrise. Homemade. Yeah. Homemade. Yeah. That's one. That's one. Okay. Food Hao. Great. Food Hao? No. Food Hao is not good. Okay. Great, great, okay, yes. Goji. Goji! Yes, she's a winner! Okay, bring the shirts up here. Come on up here. Here we go. Okay, you can choose two. Two. Say two. Okay, two. Just choose two. Just choose two shirts. Two. One. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Stay right here. Right here. Okay. Next. Wait a minute. Cho. It's Cho. Cho. Yes, okay. Your name is? Tex. Now. You're not really. You know, I'm familiar with Tex-Mex food in Texas. Hawaii Tex? That's okay. You were? Okay, show us your two cents. Go ahead. No? Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh. Okay, Tex. Okay, I didn't tell you yet. It's going to get more hard each time. You can't use hers. No duplication. Okay? All right, give me one. Bee pollen. Okay, now, bee pollen is actually bee pollen, but it may not necessarily fit the category of superfood.
I heard superfoods.
Okay, yeah, what is it? Chris, thanks a lot. Okay, P-Paul is 1. I'm 58 too, nice. Okay, so P-Paul is 1, give me another.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate, and actually fits the category. That's good.
Number 1, blueberry.
Blueberry! Okay, pick your shirt. 2. Ladies' wife. Your sweetheart? Okay, good. And then one more. One more. Okay, large. Large. Okay? Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Come up here. And your name is? And do you do any dances or wear clothes that are sport here or anything? I wear clothes. Okay. Now, without any duplication, give me some answers. Strawberries? Strawberries? I like them, but I'm not drinking them right now. Try again. Raisins? Do you want me to help him? You speak Chinese? You do? Oh, well then help him. You don't speak Chinese. You don't speak Chinese. You just repeat what she said. Okay, give me anything you want. No name? Congratulations, you're a winner! Pick your 2 shirts. You're picking those 2. Congratulations, thank you. Thank you, Rick. Okay, thank you. You won already. You're good. You're good. You know, a big hand for them again. That's great. I usually don't expect this kind of thing into the international convention, but that was great. Okay, now I'd like to have 2 more folks come up here and share some of their experiences with us. Please welcome to the stage Andrew Akagi and Christopher Tai. Please come to the stage. You slept too soon. They're not here yet. Oh, what? They're here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, how you doing? Andrew's actually doing double and triple duty today. He's actually the timekeeper down here for us when they're speaking. He's the one who says,
I'm putting mine in the bag.
Aloha! Aloha! To say I'm nervous is an understatement. My testimony is really simple. I got hit by a truck in a crosswalk, and I broke my ankle and messed up my left wrist and some other things. And I was in college, or I was in the university at the time, and I missed 3 weeks of school, and a lot of stuff happened. And I was able to get on double doses, do things, to my dad, I couldn't afford that much product, but I had double doses of everything, and Extreme just barely came out about a month before, and I took that, and the doctor said, you cover, maybe you start walking in 6 months to a year, they don't know, they just had to give me the broad spectrum because they can't specify. And so I took the products, I doubled up on everything, and I recovered about half the time that I said I would, and I'm starting to recover. And I also had wheelchair myself to school. Yes, thank you, and I missed 3 weeks of university level classes. I had 15 credit hours, and even though I missed, I stayed in the library for hours at a time, and I still maintained a 3.5 GPA. So the products didn't only help me recover physically, but it helped me mentally to focus and have the energy to do everything I needed to do. And yeah, I know that time's up. So thank you.
Okay, just so you know, and I'm a little more aware of this because of my relationship with this is a great story. I mean, this really is a wonderful story. But I've always had one question. I mean, the effects it had are great, and I love it. I know you do too. Had you ever had a 3.5 before that? No, okay, that's okay. That's okay. So that's good too. But what I really want to know is, this whole crosswalk and vehicle thing, Tell me you didn't like have earphones in, you're just, tooling along. Tell me he ran a red light or something.
Well, he was actually making a left-hand turn and he didn't see us in the crosswalk.
You were in the right. It wasn't your fault. Oh, good. So that's why it worked for you so well. Thank you, Andrew. Christopher?
Oh, you got my last name correct. It must be a native speaker because that's not easy. Like a lot of us here, I was born and raised here, and I've dealt with health issues my entire life. I've been diabetic. I've actually had tuberculosis, if you believe it or not. But my health didn't take a downturn until 3 years ago when I started suffering from chronic nausea and vomiting. And it got so bad that every 2 or 3 days I would upchuck whatever I had eaten. And I wouldn't be able to eat or drink anything for a good day or two. And so I went from 3 years ago being 230 pounds down to a low of 155. I have a 7-year-old grandson, if you believe it or not, and we could actually share the same size clothes when I got down to 155. And when that started, my cousin, she's sitting over there snapping pictures. She was involved with Kyani, and she kept calling me 2 or 3 times a month. Every time I see Marie Beauvais on my cell phone, I ignore. I just didn't want to hear it. I thought, okay, she's going to try and sell me something, right? Ignore. Didn't read the text messages, anything. In that time frame, though, in the last 3 years or so, it got so bad. I had seen 11 doctors, which included 4 gastroenterologists, an acupuncturist, a Chinese medicine herbalist, a lomi specialist. You name it, I had seen it. I had been prayed over and prayed for, and nothing really seemed to work. Until Dr. 10, and I don't refer to them by name because I don't remember their names, it's Dr. number 10 for me, discovered that I had stomach cancer. And I thought, okay, at least I have an answer to what's going on with me. So they took the tumor out. I went through, stay in the hospital, got out, and I was doing okay. Until the following Monday when my wife found me hunched over the toilet again. There was my breakfast. And at that point, my wife kind of felt like we had tried everything humanly possible, and next thing you know, she died in my cousin. The next evening, my cousin came over and she introduced my entire family to Kyani. And that was September 10th, which is barely 2 months ago, and I have not vomited, I have not felt nauseous, not in the last 2 months. And to be honest, I haven't felt like that since 2009, maybe 2010. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to publicly thank my cousin for not giving up on me. Never give up, because you never know. That one person that you pursued for how many years? 4. See, I lost count. Lost how much weight? For 4 years. They might come back and say, now is the time for me to try your product. And I'm telling you, I absolutely love the product. If I get up in the morning, I can't start my day out without my sunrise. I can't end my day without my sunset. I just love it. Thank you.
Christopher, thank you very much. That too is a great story. But I will tell you, when you said Dr. 10, I thought, well, this is Hawaii, that is his name. It could have worked. But those are great stories. And again, like I said earlier today, these are just 4 of the countless stories of people's lives being so miraculously improved and helped. And this is what Kyani really is all about. Now, Mike, you want to step up there with me, please? I'm going to have Mike. I'm going to ask Mike if you would please introduce our next speaker.
I actually asked for this privilege. It's not often that I have the opportunity to introduce the next person. She has been with Kyani almost from the very beginning. I've watched her become one of the most awesome leaders in Team Aloha. She has a work ethic that is unparalleled. She has been working 2 different jobs, one full-time and the other full-time. I know that Kyani is full-time as well. She has a heart of gold. She is to me, the epitome of the aloha spirit and everything she does in life. You can count on her for anything. She's always got your back. She's unbelievably profound. I'm trying to find the right word that fits her perfectly, but she is the work person and the one who's sustaining everything for you in Team Aloha. Please help me welcome to the stage, soon to be Green.
Wow.
Diamond.
All right.
Sherry Kaalakahi. Thank you.
Sounds like you're still with us. Right on. Thank you very much. You guys have a great lunch?
Yes.
All right. On my clicker here. Gee, you know, it's so good to see you guys all here today. And thank you so much for coming. We just would not have a fantastic event without you guys here. And before I get started, I actually want to thank Tyler for putting this event together, guys. You're number one. We had so much fun, but I definitely want you guys to check out this video. Yeah, you ready to go? Okay, so check it out. What he's saying is, would you rather have $1 million?
Drive an hour away in order to see a friend of mine named Vendela, and she will magically double that penny and give you 2 pennies. And then you've got to drive all the way back, 1 hour. And then the second day, you take those 2 pennies, drive all the way back to Vendela, put the petrol in the car, the gas in the car, do what you need, and you drive all the way back. Which would you choose? Well, as a factory worker, $1 million for me, please. Who wants to drive around for pennies? So let's begin. In the first day, it's 1 cent. You drive all the way down to see her. She doubles it, gives you 2 cents. And then the third day, you've got 2 cents to turn to 4 cents, 4 to 8 cents, then 16 cents, 32 cents, 64, $1.28. And by the 10th day, $5.12. I mean, that's got to be frustrating, all the gas and time. But what happens in the next 10 days? Well, day 11, we have $10.24, then $20.48, then $40.96, $81, $163, $327. And then the 20th day gives you $5,242.88. This is not good. I mean, you should have taken $1 million, right? Well, a lot of people jump out and they think it's just not working. But those that hang in there, watch what happens. In the 21st day, 5,000 doubles becomes 10,000, then 10,000 becomes 20,000, and all of a sudden you start to say, wait a minute, I cannot wait to get in and put fuel in my car to drive to see Vendela, because I know that when I get there this time, 20,000 is going to be 41,000, 41,000 is going to be 83,000, and this time you're thinking, wait a minute, I know that when I get there this next time, it's going to be a lot more, so I'm going to actually fly in a helicopter, because 83,000 turns to 167, 167,335, 335, 671, and by the 28th day, that becomes $1.3 million. Now wait a minute, we didn't agree to 28 days, did we? We said 31 days. So 1.3 becomes 2.6 million, that doubles becomes 5.3, and in the final day of our agreement, 5.3 million doubles becomes $10.7 million.
I find myself that the 8th wonder of the world is compounding.
So how many of you would have took the $1 million? How many of you? Raise your hand. Wow, no one?
No.
Really?
Heard that one before.
Not now, right? Not now. But in the beginning, I bet you a lot of you guys would have took the $1 million. $1 million versus a penny a day. How many of you actually would take that drive over just to pick up pennies?
I do that every day.
How many of you would actually take the time, right? Hour away drive, right? To pick up pennies. The gas, right? Some of you would have quit. But I know that all of you are not quitters because you're in the room here with us today, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Today I want to share with you guys first of all, show me by the raise of your hand, how many of you want to know that if you were to personally sponsor in about 15 or 20 distributors and end up with about 7,000 or 10,000 distributors, how many of you would be interested in that kind of duplication in your business? Right, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So pay attention, because this is what I'm going to be covering with you guys today. And to tell you how to, eventually, we never want to stop sharing Kyani, right? We always want to share Kyani with everyone that we meet out there. But at some given point, you're going to start working with your distributors. You're going to start working with them so you can develop them into the kind of leaders that you need on your team to get your massive duplication, to get the kind of growth that you're looking for. So are you guys all with me on that? All right. We had an event just recently. And, Scott kind of put this event together for us, and it was very exciting. We had about, I don't know, how many people did we have in the room? 500, 600? 650. 650. It was a great event. We had a lot of fun. But you know what? Can you imagine if all of those people in the room were your distributors and your team, and all of them were doing exactly what you were doing? What rank do you think you would be at today? Black diamond? Double black diamond, maybe? Right. Okay. So there's a thing. There's a couple of things you got to do. Okay, did I do that? There's a couple of things that you need to do to get to that point. And here we go. So follow me along. How many of you saw the World Series? Okay. How many of you were cheering on the Boston Red Sox? Okay. How many of you were cheering on the other guys? I love that game. I was so excited when I saw that game. I had just made it home in time, I think for the third inning. And I'm not really a baseball fan. I'm more of a football fan, a basketball fan. But I watched the game because, the first thing we're going to talk about is you got to have a desire to do this business, right? I mean, if you don't have at least that to start with, you're not going to go very far. How many of those baseball players do you think have the desire to play baseball? Probably a lot, right? Look at Victorino, Hawaii boy, right, from Maui. I was talking to his brother on the phone the other day because we used to work together. I said, give me an idea. How long is your brother, Shane, out on the field practicing to be as good as he is today? And he said, Sheriff, he's always out there. And he started from a very young age. So the whole grooming of him, always hitting the ball, always being on the field, catching the ball, and of course he has a given speed that is unbelievable. But this guy loves to play baseball. He has a desire to play baseball, and he takes the time and he invests his time into playing baseball. We as distributors need to have that type of desire and passion in what we're doing and sharing Kyani. Because without it, we're not going to last very long. Okay? So follow me so far on this. Desire is what you need. And you also have to have unity. Okay? Unbroken teamwork. Would you think that Team Malova has a pretty good teamwork going on? Would you say? Okay? Oh yeah. And you always have to engage your team, your distributors, your leaders, everybody, your customers even, and always let them know what's going on. Because you always want your team to come together and the things that you and them need to always learn. Because it's always a continuous process. And you have to promote events. You always have to promote events. That's another thing. P is for promoting events. Now, I just recently came back from a cruise to the Caribbean. Melissa and I had a wonderful time. And we thank Becky for putting that together for us. So, by the way, just a little plug-in for greatest version of you. Work hard so that you can get on these cruises, because we just had a blast on our cruise. But here's the thing. When you're promoting events, you want to give a story. You want to definitely share a story that your guys can relate to. Okay? Now, I got a guy in Tahiti. His name is Stephen Liu. And he, he has a fabulous story, and I'd like to share it with you guys real quick, because he has a way of connecting with his people. But what he did to promote Orlando vacation convention is that he got his group together so that they could all afford to buy tickets, plane tickets. You know how much it costs, right, to go to Tahiti to Orlando? We're looking at about, I don't know, $1,500, $1,600. So he got his team together and they did a fundraiser just so that they could make it to Orlando. And you'll hear later on from Kaalakahi and Tyler why you need to be at the Orlando convention. But this guy has a great story, all the energy that he puts into his team. How many of you guys in this room are doing that with your team, okay, to get into Orlando convention? Raise your hand. How many of you are doing that? Because you should be doing that, because you always want to promote events to get your team there. And you want to tell the stories of why they need to be there. Okay, so promote your events. Now, leadership. You want to take some time to develop your leaders, your distributors, develop them into leaders. Trust me, guys, this is something that's not going to happen overnight. This will take about 3 to 5 years. So, how many of you have been in Kyani for about a year? Okay, 2 more years to go for you guys, maybe 4 more. How many of you been in for 6 months? Okay, not bad. You got another 4 more years and 4 months to go. Or 6 months to go. Okay, just keep in mind that it takes time to develop leaders, guys. You cannot just do this in 3 months or in 6 months. Okay, make it a goal to stick with it 3 to 5 years. Shane Victorino, a good baseball player that he is, a professional, making a lot of money now, right? He started playing baseball from a very young age. So don't expect that, you know, your business and you're going to get to where you want to go in your business in the next 3 to 6 months. Make it your plan to be in this business for 3 to 5 years and use the tools that we're telling you guys about. John C. Maxwell, Scott talks about Maxwell all the time. Becky has Maxwell, a part of our program. So, you know, I just want to share with you 5 levels of leadership. You know, he got these great books. I read that book, it's absolutely amazing. I also read that 50 Revival Laws of Growth, another excellent book. These are the type of books that you need to put into your daily routine so that you can stay in this business for as long as you need to, 3 to 5 years, okay? Another book that I just recently purchased was Many Communicate But Few Connect. Another great book. Just remember and keep in mind these resources that you guys have so that you can survive in the business for 3 to 5 years. Integrity is another thing. Everything that you do. I mean, we have a great example with Kirk Hansen and Michael Brashear and everybody that's working for us. Truly, they are working for us. And you definitely want to always do what you say. Sometimes, a lot of us as distributors, we get a little sidetracked and sometimes we forget where we are and we make promises that we can't keep. If you're signing up a new distributor, don't tell them that you're going to sign up a lot of people and put them under them if you're not going to do that. Show them how to work. Have them earn their spot so it'll mean more to them. But definitely always stick to doing what you say. Communication. Always communicate all the events that we have. There should actually be more people in this room, and I'm really bummed that we don't. But, communication through email, text, text works, right? But if we send out email, then for us as your leader, we send you the email so that you can forward emails to your team so that everyone can get the message. Sometimes it doesn't reach to the new distributor coming in. That's your responsibility, guys. We need everybody to always communicate through email or text messages. Tell them about the trainings that's going on. We're starting to have trainings over at Melissa's office. We do webinars all the time. And we got Chris putting together a program. We have that new website, the Kyani, this site that we've been using to share with our new prospects, our new candidates out there in the field. And then you always want to do it with a great attitude, okay? Use your positive attitude, your happy, cheery self to share Kyani. Okay? I mean, that makes the biggest difference in everything that you do. And then training. Remember, guys, training is an ongoing process. How many of you join us for our webinars? Because we have training webinars too. It's good. It's good information. And if you're not on the webinars, then you're going to miss out on something. Get your people on the webinars. And get them to Saturday trainings as well, because that's how we teach what needs to be done. Okay? And then always be the example. Always be the example that you want others to follow. Okay? So if I'm not recruiting as a leader, do you think my team will be recruiting? Anyone? Do you think if I'm not attending the meetings, do you think my team's going to be attending the meetings? No. Probably not, right? This one thing I wanted you to keep in mind is that sometimes you might think that, okay, I got my team, we're going to have our own meetings, right? That might be something that you might want to do with your team. What you might want to keep in mind, though, is, and this is a little bit of locker room talk right here, keep in mind that your team may not want to just be a part of your team. They may want to also join the big bombs that we have every Tuesdays at the Oahu Vet Center. So keep that in mind, guys, that, you know, even though you think that something might be good for your team, they might not feel the same way. Okay, so always put it out to your team to let them know when our trainings are, when our bombs are, when our webinars are, and just give them that option to join us. Now, here's the thing. If you consider all of these things that I just mentioned, and you want to put it into play, you want your guys to take action, you got to form some kind of agreement with them. Okay? You can do agreement by paper or by handshake. But whatever you do, the reason why you want to form an agreement is because you want to remind them of that later on, when they stop working, or they quit, or they go on a little vacation. So here's the thing that I always like to talk to distributors about. To raise their belief level, you got to find out what they want in to accomplish in their Kyani business. Okay? So Scott, why did you join Kyani? What was one of the things you're looking for? Stability for your family. Okay? Jeannie, what about you? Darren, what about you?
Help my mom, giving my parents the money.
Okay, good. Jeannie. Okay? Alright, family. What about you over here, Javier? Why Kyani? Very good. Okay. Everyone has a reason why they join Kyani. Okay? You have to identify that with your new distributors coming in. And the best way to hold them to it is to have some kind of agreement. Okay? The other thing is give them your expectations. As their leader, give them your expectations. Okay? I expect you, Adrian, to be at our bombs every Tuesday night. Bring your guests. I expect you to be at our Super Saturdays. I expect you to forward my emails regarding any events that we have. Can you do that? Shoots. You said shoots. Tyler, we know that word, shoots, right? What does that mean? Okay. Right on. I'm going to do it. Okay? But when you're giving them your expectations, ask them, what are your expectations of me? What do you want me to do as your leader? So you can start to develop a team relationship, okay? And hold each other accountable for that. Commit to participation, hold each other accountable to what it is that you want to do. And let me tell you, you will be able to develop more and more leaders in your organization. These are just some pictures that I threw up there. These are some of my leaders on the team. I'm very proud of all the leaders. I wish I had more pictures to share, but I just wanted to kind of share this with you guys that when I started Kyani, I started with 15, 20 people that I personally sponsored into the business. Today, I think I have about 7,000, maybe 7,500 distributors. How is that possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. Spend the energy and the time and the commitment into developing your distributors into leaders so that you guys can get the kind of massive duplication that you guys are looking for, the kind of growth that you guys are looking for, And if you do it right, your people will start to do the things that you do. So, we got new leaders stepping up. We're very excited about all of our leaders stepping up. And all I can say is just keep working hard. Here's another one. Jeff started his first presentation the other night. He was able to get that picture. Good job, Jeff. And that's what, and I want to end there. So just keep up, participating, engage, always, give a helping hand to whatever we need. And thank you so much, you guys, for joining me early this morning to help set this thing up. For everything that you guys do. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for your hard work. Mahalo.